As I started coming back to my senses, I felt severe pain on my wrist. I opened my eyes and found myself in a pitch black room. I was not able to see anything, and I realized I was tied to a chair. I tried to get my hands free. Luckily, I was able to slip my one arm out and untie the main knot. I started panic searching, looking for anything that could help me escape. I looked on the floor and saw a small crawl space under a table. I started crawling in that space, hoping that it will lead me to the exit. A few minutes later, I felt some breeze on my face. I was approaching the exit, but to my surprise, it was a smaller room. What I saw in that room put me in a severe shock. There were Polaroids of about 10 to 15 people stuck in a wall with a red cross on them. I was in there too, but mine did not have any cross. A large center table was covered with guns and knives, most of which were covered in blood. My heartbeat had started racing. I then tried looking under the table. What I saw made me shriek in horror. A box filled with decapitated heads thrown away like trash. I puked near the box in disgust. By now, I had figured this guy was not just a kidnapper, he was a psychopath who had murdered people. I was scared for my life now. Not long after this, I heard the sound of doors slamming from the other room. It was the tall man. I peeped from the keyhole, trying to stay as quiet as possible. He was carrying a bag with himself. For a few moments, I forgot where I was and mistakenly stepped on a shattered bulb on the floor. Damn! He heard it. Within a second, he was approaching the room I was in. I tried to run, but he caught me before I could even breathe. I tried to escape by punching and kicking him, but he was too strong. He grabbed me from my neck. I felt the blood flow going down in my veins. I was gasping for breath when I suddenly saw a small broken bulb piece stuck to my arm. Without thinking for a second, I stabbed the glass piece in his eye. He screamed in pain and let go of me. At this moment, I made a run for it. Without looking back, I ran for my life. After what seemed like more than 10 minutes, I saw a small shelter. To my relief, there were people here, normal people. I crashed on the floor and started crying. The people called the cops. My story was reported, but when investigators reached the spot, they didn't find any trace of the tall man nor the cabin with all those photos and heads. I was returned home safely. It's been 3 years since the story took place. I have now relocated and have not seen the mystery creepy guy yet. This incident still terrifies me.